everyone. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at tuples in Python. Now, for those of you familiar with lists, you pretty much got all the weirdness and sort of understands how to move in and out of them and make the copies. Yes, technically, my second one was a shallow copy, not a deep copy for those of you who just watched it. Sorry about that. So one of the things you need to know about tuples is they're basically going to be fixed immutable lists. Now, for those of you who've not heard the word immutable before, I think I said it before. Simply, that means you can't change it after you create it, which gives us a bunch of interesting little kind of things we have to think about when we're dealing with them. One of the most popular uses, of course, of tuples is returning values, and we will take a look at an example of that. So let's go ahead and create ourselves a tuple. I'll call this one tup. Why not? So we're going to do a parenthesis this time, and I'm going to add two values to my tuple. I'm going to do 64 because reasons, and we're also going to sneak in the number, we'll do a 6. Why not? Now, as you can see here, it looks very similar to a list, except for the fact that we've got ourselves some parentheses chilling on the end here. Now, the cool thing with tuples is we're going to be accessing elements the same exact way. So, for example, if I were to come here and say tup of 1, it's going to be the exact same thing that you're familiar with. It's going to give us this number 6. As you can see, give us a 6 there because element 1 of tuple is, of course, remember 0, 1 like we had in lists. Bam, that's that guy right there. Now, that's where things immediately start to deviate from our good buddies over at lists. Let me show you what I mean. Now, let's say we wanted to add something to the end of my tuple here. Let's say tuple.append. Oh, no. You'll notice that Python's like, what are you doing? Oh, we can't do that. We can't just append something on a list. Oh, okay. Can I remove something out of the tuple? No. Of course, if you spell remove correctly, that would probably help. Nope, can't do that. Now, let's see. Can we slice? Oh, yes, we absolutely can't slice, but we'll get to that in a minute. Well, what if I wanted to change the second number to a different number? Oh, let's try that. Let's see. Tuple of element 1 equals 7. And let me go ahead and run the code here. And it's going to explode because tuple does not allow you to change it after you have created. In my opinion, tuples, in a way, are actually simpler lists. They're fixed lists, is if you want to think about it kind of another way. Now, you're sitting here going, why on earth would I ever use a tuple for something? Well, the biggest thing that you can do with tuples is because the values are protected, you're not going to be doing any damage to them if you accidentally reach in and start like fiddling with it or something like that. You don't have to worry about that. The other really, really nice thing about tuples is they execute quickly because everything is fixed size in memory, which makes your life a little bit simpler. Now, the interesting thing here is if we did want to change the value of these tuples, we'd have to recreate the tuple. So for example, let's say I just want to convert the second value there. I'd have to come back here, say tup of 0 plus my new element here. Let's see here. We'd have to see how messy could we get here. We'd have to do parentheses 6. Ooh, that's ugly. Ooh. And you can see here that's got to print my 6. But now if I print my tup, did that thing a quick little addition, you can see it's going to give me 70 because it added element 0 plus this. So we could do something really goofy like this in here. Now, if we were to run that, you will notice it's going to give us a big angry element here because it's basically adding an integer to our tuple. I did say this gets a little messy. Now, this is what I was trying to say before, is it's going to be very, very difficult to grab that original element. So what we really could have done here is if we wanted to grab it, we'd have to do something like this. Give me tup element of 0, comma, our new value. Now, if I were to print this tup here, and go ahead and run that one real fast, you will see I recreated the tuple here, grabbed the old value out of it, and then added my new value to it. And then, of course, I printed it out here so that you can see that we do get a value that looks a little bit like that. Now, this is going to be kind of messy, and it gets very, very messy when you really start to kind of combine different elements into each other. For example, if I wanted to add two tuples together, let's go ahead and do that. I'll do a T1 equals, I'll do 1, 2. I'll keep them with integers today. T2 is going to equal 3, 4. I think that was a better movie, but that's just me. And now if we wanted to add the two together, we could say T combined equals T1 plus T2, and we'll print T combined just to make it easier. Now, what you'll observe here is when I add these two tuples together, you'll realize they're lists and not tuples. Aha! Haha, all fixed. So now if we were to run that real quickly, you'll observe the fact that we get a big tuple now consisting of element 1, 2, 3, and 4, which actually works pretty darn well. Now, of course, you're sitting here going, okay, I can kind of get the hang of this. This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. Is there anything else we can do? Well, there's really only two other things we can do. Of course, we can do all sorts of substrings. T slice, for example, I could say T combined, and then I could say give me elements 0 through 2, and of course, that would go ahead and give me elements 0 through 2. And then if I were to print T slice here, Sounds like a rapper. Yo, T-slice. Whoops. What did I do? I used a comma instead of a colon there. All fixed. You can see there that we're able to actually slice the tuple into smaller pieces if we need to as well. Now, where things get a little tiny different here, and this is kind of one of those things that I sort of like about tuples, it's the fact that we still have the ability to count and we still have the ability to do our index. Now, watch this. Let's go ahead and print len of t combined. Now, if I run this command, what you're going to observe here is it tells me how many elements are in my tuple. Cool. Now, what if I wanted to know how many times a certain element shows up in a tuple? Well, you could do that too. I could do t combine. Actually, we'll leave that in there. Number of elements in tuple, just in case. So let's say we go ahead and we want to see how many times something shows up in a tuple. It's the exact same method as we used over in our good friend lists. We simply type in the name of it, dot count, and we simply write the item in here. I'm going to do 50, just because of the fact I know there's no number 50. Our last value should be 0, which, as you can see in the bottom left, it is indeed 0, meaning we did our homework correctly. So you can see it actually does a really, really nice job of those basic kind of components. Now you're sitting here going, all right, so I get the tuple thing. I get it. It's not too bad. It's basically a fixed list, and you can get values out of it, but you really can't fiddle with it too much. And I'd say, yeah, you've basically nailed that. It's kind of like an array if you want to go back old school. Arrays come later, by the way. That's numpy. You'll love those. But why do people use tuples? Like, where do we usually see them? Well, the most common places we see tuples is going to be in function returns. Let me show you. Let's go ahead and create a let's see, we'll call it a get max, get min max. So I'll keep it nice and easy. And we'll pass 2 values to it. So I'll do val1 and we'll do val2. And I'll say it. I'm going to keep it nice and simple here. I'm simply going to say if val1 is greater than val2, return val1 comma val2. Else, whoops, helps if you put a colon there, return val2 comma val1. So now what we've done here is we've built a really, really simple program that returns 2 values. Now watch this. So now if I come down here and say print get max min, we'll say 5 comma 10. One of the cool things is if I were to run this now, you will observe that I get a return here. And you'll also observe the fact that, did I get my logic backwards? No, I didn't. I was right. So what you'll see here is we actually reversed my logic. This sign should be this way. Let's go ahead and run that again. There we go. So what you'll see here is it actually returned a tuple back to us. And now you can see here it returned 5 comma 10, which checks. If I did this as 10 comma 5, for example, and ran that again, it'll still return 5 comma 10 because we're now doing it max comma min here. Now, the cool thing here is if I wanted to get a specific one of these values back, I could actually come here and do something like this to get the item 0 out of that list. Now, if I list a tuple, I should say. Now, if I run this, you'll observe that I get a value of 5. What it does is it pops this into here, returns it, and I'm saying, just give me the first thing that you returned. Now, this is a really, really handy trick, and it's extremely commonly used. Also, it's a lot cheaper than using lists, because again, lists, with its different memory allocation, is going to be a slower operation, and this is an excellent, excellent way to actually break those things down and send those values back to you, which in my opinion is probably the #1 use of tuples, is having these double returns. Now, one of the things you probably observed is we never did anything with a tuple that contains something other than a number. But believe it or not, tuples can be used for other things. If you really want to get really, really goofy, for example, I could say silly tuple equals, haha. Oh boy, this is pure pain here. I don't know. First thing came to mind. Check this out. Now, what you'll observe is my silly tuple contains a list and a string. This is totally acceptable programming. I'm not 100% sure where you would use this other than in these little returns that we had kind of up here. And one of the cool things you should probably observe is, yeah, that's a list inside of a tuple. That's going to get expensive, but at least the thing I'm returning is fixed size and cannot be muted, which is actually kind of a handy little trick. Enjoy.